What is going on, everybody? It is Wednesday, April the 7th, and that means it's time for my news radar. As always, this channel is community supported, so if you can take a moment to consider clicking that join button down below to become a member, or simply like, share, or subscribe. That is also a great way to help support Scary If Literal and myself, Shane, directly, so thank you. So we've been covering the saga of the closure of LG's mobile phone division for quite some time now, pretty much since these rumors started flowing. And one of the things that we reported actually last week were reports coming out that LG phones would no longer be updated after this closure was fully announced. Well, since then, LG has actually pushed back on that a little bit and has said that they intend to bring Android 12 to some of their devices. They're saying that they're going to continue basically operating until their stock is gone, and that they're going to try to bring these updates to some of these phones. Android Police has the rundown on what exactly they did say. And this comes from a translated snippet from their website. OS upgrade will be supported for the target model. Android 11 OS upgrade is currently in progress for selected models, and Android 12 OS upgrade will also be provided for selected models. However, please understand the OS upgrade plan, blah, 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 blah. Lots of fine print about, maybe it will, maybe it won't. Basically, what they're saying is that they do plan on bringing Android 11 and Android 12 even to some devices. And Android Police says safe to assume something like LG Wing, V60, ThinQ, and the Velvet probably have the best chance because those are the most recent phones that they have released. Personally, I'm not super duper sold on this actually happening. LG does not have the best of track records when it comes to bringing Android updates to their phones when they were actually operating. So I'm not sure how much I'm going to trust them to bring updates to their phones after they have stopped actually operating as a mobile phone company, as in that business sector. Now, we also have some more LG news to touch on because we have a look at what their future phones were going to be. This is from Android Central. Pictured here is the LG Velvet, which I actually thought was a great looking phone. I love the backside of that phone. And it looks like LG was really sold on that look as well, because this evidently is the LG V70 leaked on Twitter, and I think that is a pretty great looking phone as well. Very reminiscent of the LG Velvet. It's got that water drop style with each little droplet of water getting smaller. Nice and clean. I really think that looks good. Alex Dobby here at Android Central said the Velvet is probably the best looking phone LG's ever produced. And I would agree with that. And if this was what the V70 was going to look like, it's a real shame that we're not going to get this thing actually on the market. They also have a leak here of what the Rollable, LG Rollable, was going to look like in person. And it's not a super duper high-res image that we have here, but we can see a little bit about it. Obviously, there is a chin and a forehead, perhaps a camera module up there at top or something like that. But it looks pretty sleek. I would love to have seen what this thing was actually going to look like. Super depressing that we will probably never know. LG, of course, was known for trying all kinds of weird, strange, crazy designs on their phones, on their devices, like the LG Wing. I think we owe LG a great debt, because they're the reason you have wide-angle lenses on most cameras, on most phones. That was them. 18:9 aspect ratio. If you liked that, well, that was probably mostly them as well. They've done a lot to innovate in the phone space, and I am personally saddened to see them go. Speaking of weird phone designs, let's take a look at a company that is actually still making smartphones that I think a lot of people don't even know are making them at all. While we talk about LG leaving the smartphone business, Lenovo is continuing to do their own thing in the smartphone market, and this is their next gaming phone, and boy, does that thing look really, really weird. This is part of their Legion gaming brand. And look at the back side of this thing. So they've moved the camera from, normally up here at the top to the middle. This looks like a fan of some sort that they've placed in the middle here. And of course, they've got their Legion branding and their cameras there. Why would you do this? You might be saying, well, look, if you're a gamer and you're gaming on your phone, your camera's right there. It's getting all smudged up. Why not just put the camera here in the middle where your fingers aren't going to get to it? And obviously, the cooling fan is going to allow this system on a chip, likely the Snapdragon 888, to run at a maxed out frequency, perhaps boosted even, while still remaining cool because you have actual active cooling. Now we do have a look of the front side of this device as well, and it looks pretty standard. There's a bit more of a forehead and a bit more of a chin than you are usually used to, but you probably are going to be getting stereo speakers for your trouble. It's also important to point out that the pop-up selfie camera that was on the last Lenovo Legion phone actually popped up out of the middle of the device there, and I'm wondering what that is right there in the middle. Perhaps that is a bit of that pop-up camera or something going on there. I'd love to know what you guys think of this really weird design. It's a strange looking phone, but hey, if you're a big gamer, big mobile gamer, maybe that's the way to go. You've got your ultrasonic triggers so that when you touch a portion of the side of the body, that will count as triggers in the game that you can map. You get a lot of cool stuff going on. High refresh rate, high power, big battery. Maybe this is a phone that you might be interested in. And lastly, we have an update that's affected us here because we own the Pixel 5. Strangely enough, one of the things that has been a detriment to the Pixel 5 is that its GPU performance was actually well below other phones with the same system on a chip that it had, which we're talking about the Snapdragon 765G. For some reason, like I said, the Pixel 5 always underperformed in graphics performance. Well, apparently that is no more because the April update here reported by Android Headlines drastically improved GPU performance of the Pixel 5, and we're talking about a 30 to 50% improvement in 3D Mark scores on the Pixel 5. So, you know, Jessie is not a big mobile gamer, but she has been playing Pokemon Go quite a bit lately, so I'm really curious to see after this update if Pokemon Go will run better. Maybe the phone will get a little bit less hot because currently it does get pretty warm while playing Pokemon Go. Pretty cool to see them updating this in a way that is actually fairly substantial. It's a bummer that it had the lessened performance before, but it is getting fixed and getting recovered now. And of course, the Pixel 4a 5G ran the same chipset, so we're expecting to see an improvement there as well, making a budget phone even more powerful than it already was. Hard to say exactly what was the problem there, if this was just an Android 11 problem, because there weren't many Android 11 phones that had the Snapdragon 765G, so maybe there was some problem there that Google had encountered. At any rate, it is fixed. Better performance for your Pixel 5 when it comes to gaming coming right around the corner. So guys, that is all the news I have for you today. Be sure to check back every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for the next news radar. And until next time, stay nerdy, my friend.